Good morning, everyone. This is Shailja Reddy, working as assistant professor in St. Peter's Engineering College. In my previous classes, I've explained you about what is report writing and what are the different types of report writing. In today's class, I'm going to explain you about what is the structure of report and what are the steps to be followed when you write a report. Okay, let me. Yeah. So in my earlier classes, I have discussed about types. What are the types? Okay. Yeah. So today we are going to talk about steps to be taken while writing a report. What are the steps you have to keep in mind when you are writing a report? Okay. So the first step is decide on the terms of reference. See, decide what is the report about, what is exactly needed, what is that means what information you need, okay, and why do you need that information, okay, whom is it for and what it is aimed at. So before starting a report, before writing a report, decide on terms like why do you want to write a report, or whom are you aiming at, for whom you are writing that report, okay, and why do you want to write this report, okay, and what is the main aim of writing that report. So these are some of the important terms you have to remember before starting writing a report. So okay, the second step is procedure. What kind of procedure you are going to follow. It's like whether you're going to collect the data, or you're going to meet the people, or you are going to take the information from the people who were present in that situation. Okay, so for example, let me take the example of an accident. A reporter, I think you have seen, you are reading different types of incidents in newspaper. So how do you think that that reporter or news reporter will collect the data? For example, an accident had happened near Kompally bus stop. Okay, so there comes a reporter. So he was not there exactly at the time of accident, but he have to write a report as if he has seen. So what he does is he interviews the people who were there in that area. Okay, it's like people who have witnessed that accident. Okay, how did that happen? What is that exact time that accident happened? Who were the people? And what were the properties damaged there? So etc. etc. So here you are uh, inquiring about that particular incident through questioning people, through questionnaire, through interviewing people. It's like live, you are interviewing them. So that's the procedure you have used to talk about that accident. So here, define what procedure you are going to follow. Then find the information. Okay, here before finding the information, you are going to decide about the procedure, then find the information. That means gather the information, as I have told about an accident. So here you are gathering the information or data or resources, whatever topic you have chosen. So gather the information there, okay, and talk to the people, make sure the information is relevant and appropriate. See, uh, uh, as I have given you example of this one, you have to question the people who have seen the accident, not the people who are going on the road. Okay, so take the information from the people who have seen that one, who were present at the time of accident, okay, and make sure that whatever information you are gathering is relevant and appropriate to the incident or to the project you have done. Then comes the fourth step, that is decide on the structure. The fourth one is decide on the structure. Okay, here what kind of report you are writing, what is the length of the report. See, as Earlier, I have explained about annual report, feasibility report, progress report, etc. So here, decide before writing a report what kind of report you are going to write. So decide on the length of the report and type of the report. Then comes drafting. Okay, here you have collected the information. Okay, and write a outline on this information. Okay, write a rough draft, whatever information you have collected, um, draft it. Then analyze your finding. Then comes the analyzation. Okay, here draw conclusion from the data collected, read and interpret what is important. See, as I have given an example of this accident, no? So collect the information, talk to the people there, collect the information which they have given you. But you can't put everything on your report. You have to analyze what is important and what is relevant there. Okay, so read and interpret what is important. After collecting the data, you will read and interpret. Okay, whether if you think that the points which have been told by the people is informative and relevant to the incident. Okay, so take only such points, analyze whatever you have collected. That doesn't mean that whatever you have collected you can't put on the paper. So you have to analyze your findings. Then comes make recommendations. See, after doing a project, after doing a project in your subject, in your core subject, you, after completing everything, you have to make some recommendations. You are most of the people are not happy with their finding. You may think that okay, this should not be in this way. If it would be in another way, it's going to be better for the people. So here you have found something, so you can recommend this one, like give some solutions to those problems. For example, the same accident, where give some recommendations. If you have to stop accidents or reduce accident cases, you may use the traffic, you may assign a traffic police there, or you keep some CC cameras, or put some speed breakers, etc., etc., so that you can reduce the accident cases here. So these are some of the recommendations you can give. Whatever recommendations you feel that are apt for that particular problem, you can give recommendations there. And the next point is draft the summary. After collecting the data, after writing, coming to a conclusion about recommendation, then draft the summary. Okay, this drafting you can do after completing the complete process, like collecting the data and everything. After that, you can write the summary here. Okay, after doing a project, collecting the information, after finding the solutions, then only you can draft the summary, because a summary is something where you have to sum up the whole thing and you have to write. Then the next point would be compile or reference list. Okay, see, if you are doing a project, you are not so intelligent, you can't get the information, you are not born intelligent. So you have to collect data from different sources, like they may be your lecturers, your principal, or people whom you know, or you have visited some of the factories to collect the information, or some of the people from outside, they have helped you. So here you will put a reference list here from where you have collected the information, that is source of information. Okay, then comes the next point is revising your draft. Earlier you have written your draft or rough draft. So here in the last stage you will revise your draft. Revising your draft means where you are checking the assignment or instructions given to write the report. How you have to write a report, what are the steps to be followed, whether you have followed the same instructions or not, you have to see in this draft. Then the order, whatever order you have followed, is it in a right way? Okay, are you portraying the sequence. It's like, for example, if you are discussing about a story or movie story, you can't jumble everything, you can't mix up everything. It should go in a flow. It's like hero introduction, heroine introduction, then a fight, then they both fell in love, or then etc etc, then comes the ending. So there are many things to be followed here, and you should not miss this order. You can't give that conclusion part the end on the above. So here a particular order should be followed. Okay, then see that whether the information is accurate or not, or it is in a logical way. So whatever information is given is right, and are you putting them in a logical way? Like the first, as I told you, it should go first, then the second part, then the third part, then the fourth part. Okay, and the next one would be, have you explained jargons, if any? See, for in technical terminology, where I have discussed about technical vocabulary there. So their technical vocabulary are different. It's not easy for common man to understand. So if you are using any technical, any difficult jargons, you have to give explanation for that one. Like if you are using technical terminology, you have to give explanation for that particular term, because it's not understandable for common people. Okay, then comes the next one. Have you given numbers like tables, diagrams, graphs, and illustrations? I did check whether you have given the numbering for them or not. Then is the formatting is right? Whatever format you are using is right or not? Then is the writing clear and effective? This is the main part of writing a report. When you are writing, when you are putting the information in a written format, to check whether it is clear and effective. Whatever vocabulary you are using, is it clear and effective? Is it reachable for the people? Okay, is it attractive or not? So check all those things. These are the steps. These are the 10 steps which you need to follow while writing a report. Okay, then comes the structure of report. Here in the structure of report, the first one will be title, second is abstract, acknowledgement, table of content, introduction, methods and methodology, discussion of result, conclusion, reference, and the last one would be appendices. Okay, let us go in depth of this topic, what these topics mean. Okay, the first one, as I told you, the structure of the report, first one would be the title page. Here in the title page, title of the report, should you should write your name, course, department, name of the college, and date of submission. Okay, so you have to include all these things in your title page, like name, course, which department you belong, in which college you are studying, and what is the date of submission. Okay, then comes the abstract, that's the summary. Okay, as in our earlier slide we have discussed about this one. So here you will write an overview of your report. What does your report content? You will write an overview of the report. Then comes acknowledgement. Okay, here you have to acknowledge the people who have helped you out, who have helped you in completing the project. Okay, who have helped you in writing that report. So it's like showing a gratitude towards the people who have helped you out. Okay, it may be your faculty, it may be your friends, it may be your family, etc etc, anyone it may be. You have to acknowledge their names in this column. Okay, then comes the next part of your report writing is table of content. So here you will divide sections and subsections of the report along with the page numbers. In this table and content table of content, you will write your topics, okay, subsections, and along with the page number. So it should be in a way that whoever is reading your report, if he directly want to check with the methodology, if you're mentioning methodology and page number, assume 46. So if he wants to check only that one, we'll check in the content list, table of content list. Okay, methodology, page number 46. So he directly turns the pages and he says that he will check for the information. Okay, if he wants to discuss, wants to check the discussions, okay, or of results, assume it is page number 50. So he will check in the table of content list, page number 50, then he will turn the pages and he will check for the discussion of results. So it makes easy, it makes easier for the reader to check for the information. Okay, then comes introduction. Here you will give an outline of the structure. Okay, what is the purpose of writing that report, and what is the background topic and necessary background information to understand the report. So here in this introduction column, you will give an outline. What is your report about? Okay, why you have writing this report, and what does this report talks about? Give a brief introduction about the introduction of the topic in this column. Then comes methods and methodologies. Here you will write about procedures to be followed or preparations made. What procedures you have followed, what preparations you have made to complete the project, what materials you have used to complete the project, what problems you have encountered in doing that project, and then what equipments you have used. So here methods and methodologies in this column you will state about what is the procedure you have followed to complete that project, equipments used, what are the preparations you made, and what are the material used, and what were the problems you have encountered while doing that project. Okay, then comes the next one, that is the seventh one is discussion of result. So what were your results? What were your investigation result? What was your project about? What was the result? How did you plan, and what is the end result? Okay, here when you are giving results, you have to submit some supporting diagrams or graphs or tables, etc. You are telling that those are the results. How could a person believe without any proofs? So when you are talking about results, you have to it's like attest to some proof like diagrams, tables, or graphs. Okay, then comes the conclusion. Conclusion here, what was your conclusion? What did you find? What were the major outcomes? Okay, and state specifying purpose, that whether you have reached your goal or not, whatever purpose of doing that project, whether you have met that met that or not. Okay, did you before writing a report, you will before doing any project, you have one thing, you should find out something. So here in the conclusion part, you will say that whether you have got the right result or you have not. So then if you are getting the right one, so specify about that one. If you are not getting also, it's the same thing. So here, what were your outcomes? You will write about what did you find out in that doing project, in doing that project. Then what were your major outcomes? Then you will talk about a statement specifying if the purpose of the study has been met or not. Okay. Then the ninth section of this report writing would be references. In this references column, you will list out the sources which you have referred to do that project, to write that report. Okay, for example, you have studied some books, textbooks, journals, or you have visited some websites. Okay, whatever websites you have used, you will give that URL link in this column. Whatever books you have referred, you will write the names along with the authors. Then the same thing with the journals. So in your reference column, whatever you have referred, you have to use those names. Otherwise, it goes as a plagiarism. If you're not giving the names of the books which you have referred, and you are using the information from those texts or books or website, that means you are doing a wrong thing. You are copying the text from other people without acknowledging them. So here, if you are using their name in reference column, that doesn't come under plagiarism. Okay. Then, and the last part of this report writing would be annexure. So here in this column, you are going to give the information, that's additional information about tables and resources which could not be included in the report. So here, this is the last column where you will talk about additional information which you couldn't give in the whole report writing text, in that report writing. Okay, these are 10 important points. This is the structure which you have to remember, and you have to follow the same thing. Okay, so let me brief you the structure again, because this is very important. First comes the title page, okay, where you will write about your name, write your name on the page, then title of the report along with your name, course name, department, college, and date of submission. Then comes the abstract or summary. Okay, then you have to write about acknowledgements, then table of contents, then introduction of that project, then methods and methodologies, what methods you have used. Then comes the discussion of results, what where your key findouts. Okay, then comes the conclusion, then references, and the last one would be appendices or annexed. Okay, so this is the format, the structure of a report which you have to follow while you write a report. So in my today's class, I have discussed about steps to be taken while writing a report. What are the steps? What are the steps you should keep in mind before you write a report? Then we have talked about the structure of a report with 10 subheadings, and this 10 subheadings are very important, and you have to use this when you write a technical report. Okay? This is about report writing. Okay, hope you understood this one. I'll meet you with another topic. Thank you.